Thank you all. Thank you. It's a great honor to have the chance to speak at the HITB. At first, introduce myself. We are NoSec, a researcher team at Lanzhou University. We focus on the open source security and the IGC security. In fact, you may wonder why we have two speakers, two in-person speakers. In fact, when I was first introduced to the security, an old timer said, great, we need some fresh blood, and give me an opportunity to show off my simple toy. It was about 16 years ago, and I was a script kiddie in a middle school at that time, and I was really nervous, but get a lot of encouragement from others in the channel. Therefore, at that time, I always asked my students to complete the talk with me, hoping they also can become the fresh blood to our community. Dr. Xuan has only been involved in information security research for less than 2 years, and he's really a talented guy. Just a little shy. Here is our topic. At first, I will introduce what's the fake voice and the research features. And Haishan will talk about how we do it, and the evaluation result, and the implement details, and I will give a summary. At first, we need to know what's the fake voice. We all know there is something called Deepfake, the voice cloning, and the TTS. In fact, we believe the fake voice is the voice generated by the machine, not by human. Nowadays, there are two primary methods of fake voice generation. The first is text-to-speech synthesis and the voice conversation. The TTS takes the text as the input and generates the voice corresponding to the text, which is a novel approach. And voice conversation is transfer your voice to another's. It's not a different technology route, but they have the similar performance. With advantages in the artificial intelligence, the quality of fake voice has greatly improved, and it's difficult to distinguish the fake voice by human. We will give some examples later. Sorry. This page, I will briefly introduce the history of fake voice generation. We divide the whole history to 3 stages. The first is old days, just before the 20th century. Very poor. We can see that. Here is an example.
I am beautiful Betty, the standard female voice.
Everyone can distinguish it's really poor quality. You can distinguish it's fake very easily. Very easy. And then the fake voice became the Joshua error before the 2010. And this is generated by the unit selection. And many fans use it to fake voice just for fun. Many players. We can see that is also an example.
This is a short introduction to the festival speech synthesis system.
Users can get the voice. Sorry. Unit selection is very used to generate the fake voice. Generated system automatically selects a special voice unit from a voice database and constructs the units to generate a fake voice. It's a second stage. In this stage, the generation no longer rely on special hardwares, and it also can be distinguished by human ears. We can tell them it's a fake one. It's a fake one because it's not natural. And in recent years, most general system has adapted the artificial intelligence to generate their high-quality fake voice, and very similar to the real human voice, and almost cannot be told by the human ears. We can see.
This is an AI speech synthesis demo.
Sorry? There has been many measures has been built to try to detect the fake voice. In fact, we divided all of them to 4 categories. The first is a traditional feature-based approach. They used very traditional features like the MFCC, LFCC, and the ResNet is representative. The ER of it is about 6%. And the second one is a CV-based approach. They convert the voice to an image and use the CV methods to detect them, just like to tell digital or analyze a graph. And the most recent, the newest approach is the Deepfake. They claim that their accuracy has been above 98%. And the most common used methods are the end-to-end based. The Google has a challenge called ASV Spoof. The ASV Spoof challenge used end-to-end approaches as their baselines, and their ER is about 1%. The final one is pretty novel, but not very common. The neutral network feature-based approaches. The only work of this catalog is the deep sonar. They claimed their ER is almost none, 100%. But we failed to reproduce it. We cannot reproduce the results, and we also have our own implementation on the GitHub. If you want to use, you can download it. All existing approaches are reported very promising performance, but is it really so? Speaker-Irrelative Features, we propose a concept, Speaker-Irrelative Features, is that should not be used to determine is human or not. It includes the meaningless silence before, just like before and after the human voice. We have a recording file, and the first 2 seconds is just silence, and this we call this the meaningless silence. And second is maybe the background noise, the current sound, the wind, and so on. We believe that this speaker-irrelative features may affect the results of existing detectors. We have a briefing in the Black Hat USA 2022, and we found that the silent denoise will differently change the result of detection. We use 3 most popular at that time detectors as the baseline. We can see when we change the language from English to Mandarin, the difference can be more than 15%. The results different, and all of the methods will be affected by this. But we all know that we should not judge if a voice is fake by its language. No matter if it's Chinese or English or anything, they are from human or not from human. We can see that if these detectors can be affected by these features, we may find the features to fit the detectors that give us the chance. And we also test another thing, the silence. The silence removed. We just cut the recording and just keep the human part, remove the silence, and the detection totally changed. We can see the Deepfake just significantly down. This indicates these detectors are not judging a voice by the real feature. They just use some nobody care feature, just like the speaker-irrelative features, the noise, the silence, and so on. In fact, the frequency is also part of this. And this gives us a chance to bypass the detection with this, because we all know the artificial intelligence, the machine learning model is a scoring system, and we may put the score to the human side, not the fake side. Now Dr. Shen will share how we did this.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Haixuan, a doctoral student in Lanzhou University, and it's my honor to make the presentation in HITB. And next, I will introduce the technical details of our attack method. The evaluation result in previous section shows that existing fake voice detectors are sensitive to the speaker-irrelative features. And we also proposed an attack method based on the speaker-irrelative features called SiFDetectCracker in our previous work. And this finger is a framework of the SiFDetectCracker. The core idea of SiFDetectCracker is to replace the speaker-relative features of fake voice with one of the real voice. And in theory, the human voice information mainly concentrated on the low frequency parts, and the high frequency parts can be viewed as a noise. As shown in the finger, the method extracts the high frequency components of real speech and removes the high frequency parts of the fake voice. And then it makes the high frequency parts of real voice and the fake voice after processing to generate the attack samples. SiFDetectCracker can deceive fake voice to a certain extent, but the success rate is not well. And in this presentation, we will introduce our new attack method. We utilize the two speaker-related features, including background noise and the silence before and after human voice. To prove the success rate of the attack, we use adversarial attack algorithms to search the ideal perturbation parameters. And before introducing our attack method, I will briefly introduce the adversarial attack. Adversarial attack aims to deceive target models into producing an inaccurate output. And deep learning models learn the features distributions of training dataset under the guidance of the loss function. But because of the several reasons, the final model are often imperfect and have excessive linearity, leading to that the models are sensitive to noise, and adversarial attack deceives the models to produce incorrect output by adding carefully constructed noise perturbation. Adversarial attack can be divided into two types. The first one is white box attack, and the other one is the black box attack. In white box condition, attacker can complete access to target module and obtain all module information, including gradient. And in black box attack, the attacker can only obtain the output information of target modules. And this is our framework of the new attack method called SiFDetectCracker. This framework takes the fake voice audio as input, and then it generates the noise perturbation and time perturbation. The noise perturbation corresponding to the background noise, and the time perturbation corresponding to the silence before and after human voice. After generating, SiFDetectCracker will mix the noise perturbation into the input audio and concatenate the time perturbation to the beginning and ending of it. And then the adversarial samples will be fed into the target module, and the target will output the score information. Finally, the framework will update the perturbation generation parameters based on the scores and repeat these operations until such the ideal parameters. And SiFDetectCracker contains three core components: target module, perturbation generator, and parameter updater. The target module is a detection module, which we want to attack. The output scores of the target module is the updated basis of perturbation generation parameters. And the perturbation generator is a normal distribution sampler. It will generate the perturbation based on the attack parameters. The specific parameters include distribution mean, variance, and the duration of time perturbations. Parameter updater is responsible for computing the parameter update vectors. The distribution mean vector will be computed based on the output of target module, and other parameters will be computed based on the other specific update conditions. And this is the optimization goal of our attack method. Given a fake voice sample X and a detection system F, our objective is to search adversarial samples X prime that the output of detector is real. For mathematical description, we define a small spherical region S around the X, and X prime will be found in S. Let fx prime represents the loss function of reflects to the quality of adversarial samples, and the pi represents a probability density function defined on S. The optimization goal can define as this equation. In simple terms, we want to make the probability of finding high-quality samples as high as possible by changing the parameters. And for the attack filters, as mentioned above, we chose two attack filters, including miscellaneous silence before and after speaker's voice and background noise. We select the distribution mean, variance, and the duration of time perturbation to control the background noise perturbation and the time perturbation. For the target module, most of fake voice detection modules can output the probability information, but some of them can just output the final judgment, as showing the figure below. If the module can output the probability information, the attack framework can obtain the detailed performance information of each adversarial samples and easily compute the more accuracy of optimization directions. But if the modules just can output the final judgment, the difficulty of attack will increase significantly. And for the perturbation generator, this is the schematic of perturbation generator. The generator takes attack parameters and parameter updater vector as the input and generates two perturbations. And here is an example of the perturbation. This is time perturbation. I played the perturbation just now, but it is very subtle, and we almost cannot hear by our ears. And this is a noise perturbation. It's the same condition. This is specific generation steps of perturbation. First, the perturbation will update all parameters if a parameter update vector is available. And then it will generate the noise perturbation and time perturbation by drawing the samples from the normal distribution. The duration of the normal perturbation is equal to the input audio, and the one of time perturbation is controlled by the attack parameter. And finally, the generator will mix both the two perturbations into the input audio and return the final adversarial samples. And this is the specific steps of perturbation parameter update. First, the updater will compute the loss of every adversarial samples based on the output score of the target. And then it normalizes the loss and computes the mean update vector by the equation shown in this page. And finally, the updater computes other parameter updater vector based on the update condition. And the update condition of its parameter is shown in this table. The mean of the noise will be updated in each epoch, and the noise standard deviation will be updated if the pass rate of adversarial samples for 3 consecutive epochs is 0. And the time perturbation duration will be updated if the pass rate is still 0 after modifying the standard deviation for 2 times. And this is the simple demo of SiFDetectCracker. In this demo, we will provide a sample of final perturbation and the final adversarial audios. And this is the input audio. It is the fake voice. Sorry. Okay, it seems no sound. Sorry, please wait a little.
A lot of it is
Okay,
misleading.
this is the input audio.
People are becoming apprehensive.
And this is noise perturbation. Almostly cannot be heard. And this is the time perturbation. And this is the final adversarial audio.
A lot of it is misleading, and people are becoming apprehensive.
And it can be seen that it is very difficult for us to hear the noise perturbation in adversarial samples, and the time perturbation can also be easily overlooked. It means that the attack samples generated by SiFDetectCracker have excellent quality and hard to be detected by human ears. And here are 4 adversarial samples against different detection modules. And this is a raw sample.
Murray was easily the man of the match against Wales, followed by Martin Leslie, Metcalf, Chris Patterson, Virg Putney.
And this is the
Murray was easily the man of the match against Wales, followed by Martin
This
Leslie,
is adversarial samples against the detection system named DeepForceNet. And for the attack samples, the spectrums have obviously difference compared with the raw samples, and the noise is perceptible to human ear. But overall, the noise is not very noticeable. And this is the samples for RawNet 2.
man of the match against Wales, followed by Martin Leslie, Metcalf, Chris Patterson, Virg Putney.
And this is the sample for raw PC darts.
Followed by Martin Leslie, Metcalf, Chris Patterson, Virg Putney.
This is one for the raw JTST.
Followed by Martin Leslie, Metcalf, Chris Patterson, Virg Putney.
And for these three samples, the perturbation is barely noticeable, and the spectrums are also similar with the one of the raw samples. And this is a comparison between SiFDPVC and SiFDetectCracker. For the speaker-irrelative feature selection, SiFDPVC use the background noise, and the SiFDetectCracker use both background noise and the silence before and after human voice. After for speaker-irrelative features generation, SiFDPVC extracts the features from the human voice, achieving real-time generation, but have a low attack success rate. And SiFDetectCracker generates the attack perturbation based on the adversarial attack algorithms. This method takes a lot of time, but gets an excellent success rate. And this is the fourth part. And in evaluation part, first I will briefly introduce the dataset and attack target selection of this evaluation. The evaluation data is selected from the ASV SPOV 2019 evaluation subset. First, we filtered over 15,000 samples from the set, which is longer than 4 seconds. And then 195 samples generated by different algorithms are selected from the samples as the test samples. And finally, we use the audio processing tool SOX to denoise these samples. And for the target selection, we select 4 representative fake voice detectors, Deep4SNet, RawNet to RawGATST, and RawPCDuts. And we get all of the implementations from the open source repositories released by the authors. And this is the effectiveness evaluation result. In this evaluation, we evaluate the basic performance of SiFDetectCracker. As shown in this table, the average success rate is over 18%, and even RawGATST, which has the lowest success rate, still has a success rate over 75%. The result proves that SiFDetectCracker can effectively deceive the existing fake voice detectors. And this is a cost evaluation result. The table records the average number of iteration and signal round iteration times during the attack. We can see that average iteration number is 22, and the single round times is lower than 16 seconds. It means that the average time cost of SiFDetectCracker in our evaluation is lower than 6 minutes. And for many samples, our method can get ideal attack parameters within 10 iterations rounds. It shows that SiFDetectCracker is both efficient and effective. And the finger shows the average iteration number for the samples generated by different synthesis methods. A07 to A16 is the synthesis-based method, and A17 to A19 is the voice conversion-based method. And this is an abnormal phenomenon that the iteration number of voice conversion-based samples is higher than synthesis-based one. But from a human perspective, the synthesis-based samples have a better quality. And later we will discuss the reason for this phenomenon. And to investigate the effect of the selected speaker-relative features, we also performed an ablation experiment. In this evaluation, we set 2 evaluation groups. One is a no time perturbation group, and another is a no noise perturbation group. In no time perturbation group, we no longer add time perturbation and update the time perturbation parameter. And in the no noise perturbation group, we no longer add noise perturbation and update noise perturbation parameters. And additionally, the maximum number of iterations is set to 9 to limit the time perturbation in no noise. To limitations the length of the time perturbation in no noise perturbation group. And this is the ablation evaluation result. The result indicates that either removing time perturbation or noise perturbation will significantly impact the attack performance. Deep4SNet is more sensitive to the noise time perturbation, and others are more sensitive to the time perturbation. The reason for it may be that Deep4SNet is a computer vision based method, and the others are end-to-end based method. And different types of methods may pay attention to different speaker-relative features. In general, this evaluation proves that the combination of two perturbations can increase the efficiency of the attack. And the evaluation proved that our method can easily deceive the existing fake voice detectors. And these detectors are sensitive to speaker-relative features. And then we will further analyze the impact of the speaker-relative features. And now let's start the fifth part. In the ablation evaluation, the target detectors expect Deep4SNet are trained with the SVSpoof 2019 dataset, and all of them are sensitive to silence before and after human voice. It may mean that the influence of speaker-relative features is related to some features of datasets or technical roles of detectors. And to further evaluate the influence of speaker-relative features, we proposed an evaluation framework. This framework has two goals. The first one is to verify whether a specific speaker-relative features can influence the detectors. And another one is to evaluate how much the specific speaker-relative features affect the detector. The framework will remove specific speaker-relative features from the evaluation dataset. If a specific speaker-irrelative features is one of the important judgment bases for detectors, removing it will cause a significant change in detector performance. So by recording the changes in detector performance, we can tell how much specific speaker-irrelative features will attack the detector. Specifically, two speaker-relative features are selected, including silence before and after human voice and background noise. After removing or changing these features from the dataset, we get two new datasets: silence set, denoise set, and the raw set, which is a dataset without any processing. Then we retrain all of the fake voice detectors with this new datasets and the raw dataset. All modules we selected are collected from the open source repositories released by the authors, and all of the settings are same as the author's version besides datasets. After the module retraining, we will get 3 retrained modules. Finally, we evaluate the performance of every retrained modules with the corresponding datasets. And here are the example of processed dataset samples. First,
We never played a song.
this is the raw set sample.
We never played a song.
This is the denoise set sample. And finally,
We never played a song.
this is the silence set sample. It can be seen that our processing do not destroy any data valuable for the information transfer in the sample. And this is a result of evaluation framework. In this evaluation, we selected 7 recent detectors published in the top conferences or related challenges. All of these detectors get an excellent performance in their experiments. We can see that most of detectors' performance decreased insignificantly after removing specific speaker-relative features, especially on silence side. The AER is 20 times higher than the one on the raw set. The performance decreasing is shocking, it indicates that these speaker-relative features are one of the important judgment bases to distinguish the fake voice. And the result shows that indicate that all of detectors are sensitive to malicious silence. Sorry. Okay, the result shows indicate that all of detectors are sensitive to malicious silence, and the abnormal phenomena appears again in the silence set result. After removing the silence, the performance of detectors for the synthesis-based samples have a Boyle's difference, but almost no change for the voice conversion-based samples. It seems that malicious silence has a more significant impact on the detection of synthesis-based samples. And for this phenomena, we plot the average samples duration of different spoof algorithms. The red one is represent the duration of raw set, and the blue one is the samples after removing silence. The difference between the two parts indicates the silence duration. We find that real samples and voice conversion-based samples have a similar silence duration, and the silence duration of synthesis-based samples is shorter. Combined with the data in previous page, we infer that these detectors distinguish some synthesis-based samples just by the difference of silence duration, but it is not reliable in the real world. The duration comparison proves that ASIF-SPOO 2019 dataset has a serious flows. The models trained by the ASIF-SPOO 2019 can easily distinguish the fake voice by the difference of duration in malicious silence. It leads to that these models can be easily deceived by adding silence segments in fake voice. And after removing the silence segments, all of the detectors show a significant performance degradation. It means that existing models do not learn the essential difference between the fake and real voice. Additionally, we just selected 2 representative speaker-relative features in our attack and evaluation. It is possible that other speaker-relative features may have a similar impact. It is necessary to take some measures to suppress the influence of speaker-relative features in the fake voice detection. And finally, we have prepared a demo video showing our attack framework in the action. And this is a demo video.
Hello everyone. Thank you for
Sorry.
In the video, this is a demo video to show our fake voice detection detector SiFDetectCracker. In this demo, I will generate a fake audio live and use SiFDetectCracker to deceive the fake voice detector RON2, making it mistake the fake audio for the real audio. And first, let's start the generation. This Python script will use the TTS API, provided by ElevenLab to generate the fake voice. And this is the text we will generate. And now let's start the generation.
You can control the text and to generate any voice you want.
Okay, the generation is complete, and we can play it.
Hello everyone, this is a demo video to show our fake voice detection attack tool.
Then I will use the erroneous tool to detect the fake voice. Okay, we can see that the erroneous tool have successfully detected the fake voice. And now let's try our detector. We can see that the attack is complete. Only one epoch it successfully searched the ideal parameter and generated 6 adversarial samples. And now let's play the samples. This is sample 0.
Hello everyone, this is a demo video to show our fake voice detection attack tool.
You can see the generated voice is really
Hello everyone,
similar to
this
the
is a
original
demo
one.
video to show our fake voice detection attack tool.
And this is the final sample.
Hello everyone, this is a demo video to show our fake voice detection attack tool.
We can see that there is almost no difference between the adversarial samples and the original samples. And now we can use erroneous tool again to detect these samples.
We can see all 6 symbols are labeled as real.
We can see that
They
all
bypass the
samples are
detection.
judged as real voice. It means that our attack is successful. And this is all of our demo.
Okay, please let me make a summary. So first, this talk has several takeaways. The first is the speech generation and detection, and our novel adversarial attack approach is SiFDetectCracker, and finally, an analysis of the vulnerability in the ASV's Proof 2019. And maybe we also has a demo, and we understand the importance of the reproducibility, just like we cannot reproduce some of the work. And all code of our project is available on the GitHub. You can download them and test it by yourself and do anything you want. The dataset is also you can get from the Kaggle. Finally, we will also have a Emory station in this afternoon, and if you want to try by yourself, and we can see you later in this afternoon. And in fact, we also compared a voice cloning attack, real-time voice cloning, but it's too noisy in the room, and we cannot catch the voice. If you have some prepared voice, maybe we can clone your voice and control the words you want to see. Okay. See you in this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.